Hello, Kastner students. This is your Kastner Student Support Team. I'm Mrs. Beer, the school psychologist.
Hi, everyone. I'm Mrs. Morales. I'm one of the counselors here at Kastner.
And I'm Mrs. Monroe. I'm the other counselor here at Kastner.
So September is National Suicide Prevention and Recovery Month. So we wanted to take this opportunity to share some information with you guys and go over some commonly asked questions. So the first one is, why is this an important topic? So suicide is a very difficult topic to discuss, but it's extremely important. It's become increasingly more common over the last decade in teenagers and young adults. And what's really unfortunate is that in many cases, it's preventable in the sense that if you respond or if you support individuals that are having these thoughts and feelings, then they can get the help that's needed in order to help them.
Also, guys, it's very important that, because a lot of our friends think that suicide is a stigma or taboo. So it's important that you guys know it's okay to speak up, to get the help. So if your friends are thinking of suicidal thoughts or someone that you know, please speak up and let us know.
I think it's an important topic also because these conversations, like Ms. Morales said, are taboo. And so no one really knows if you're supposed to talk about it or not talk about it. And it's important that if you're having these thoughts or you know someone that's having these thoughts, that an open conversation can happen because there are resources and there are supports available. And we can't really get to that until we know that these are things that you're dealing with. And so the importance of this month is really to let you know that it's okay to talk about, and that if you are feeling that way, there's support and things available to you to help. And so it's really just to start the conversation and make sure that you know that you can reach out if you need something.
Another commonly asked question is, what should you do if you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or hurting yourself?
Great question, Ms. Beer. It's very important that, like I said, guys, speak up. Ask your parent for help, your teacher, us, any of the three of us, or anybody in our admin team. Please let us know, because we're here to help, because it's a very serious issue and we would not want anybody to get hurt.
I think something I want to make sure you guys hear from me is that it's not your job to like research and find out how someone's really feeling, if they're really going to take action. If someone is making jokes, they're making vague comments that sound concerning, that we address it as if it's serious, because it's not your job to try to figure it out. It's your job to reach out and get support for them. So I think there's lots of ways you can do that. Ms. Morales shared how you can reach out to us. There's also a way on our Kastner website. If you go to the Kastner website, across the top, there's a tab that says Students and Parents. You're going to be able to see report an incident is one of the options, and it'll bring you to this screen. And so when you report an incident, it's anonymous. It's an anonymous reporting system. Nobody will know who you are. No one will follow up with you. We don't have any way of doing that. But what happens is you fill out the information, you put in the who is involved with the issue, you put your friend or yourself or whoever's name is involved with the issue in there so that someone can reach out and get that person's support. It's never tied back to you. And so the important part about that is that you are completing the form with the full name, because sometimes you guys will fill something out and you'll just say, my friend so-and-so, but we don't know who you are to follow up with you. And if you don't give us a first and a last name, we don't know how to follow up with that student. So make it easy for us and give us their full name and as much information as you can about the situation. And then you'll submit that form. And what happens is it goes out to our whole admin and mental health support team. So we're able to follow up on that and make sure that that person is getting support, and you didn't have to have that conversation with an adult, and you didn't have to talk to them and encourage them. You can just let someone know and we'll take it from there.
Now, maybe you have a trusted adult on campus, somebody who you feel more comfortable speaking with. So in that case, you can always go to the Kastner website and you can look up the information for the adults that are here on campus. Or we have an absolutely amazing virtual Kastner Counseling Center where you can go and you can access both Ms. Monroe and Ms. Morales easily. So you can contact them and you can let them know that you're not really quite sure, but somebody made a comment, or you're having some feelings that are really uncomfortable for you and you're not quite sure what to do, and they can get back in touch with you as soon as possible. Okay, and so for our last question, where can I find resources if I'm feeling stressed, anxious, or overwhelmed? You guys, we totally understand that right now there's a lot of emotions going on and it can be super, super overwhelming. So we want to make sure that you have some access to resources in case that you're feeling lots of feelings.
Yeah, and I think Mrs. Beer pointed out the counseling center, the virtual counseling center is a great place to start. It also will have, has links to like our suicide prevention hotlines. It has links to different things. And one of my favorite links that you can go to from there is the Kastner Virtual Counseling or Calming Room. And so the virtual calming room is something we put together knowing that we are doing this distance learning, online learning thing. And so typically if you're having feelings or you're overwhelmed, you would come into the counseling center and you would come talk to Mrs. Beer, or you would come talk to someone. And since we don't have access to you the same, we wanted to create a place for you to go and try out some different things that might be helpful. If you go and you look at all the tabs across the top, there's a ton of different things you can do. There's sounds and music, so you can listen to something. There's apps that you can put on your phone. There's coloring, there's puzzles. There's so many things that you might enjoy that'll help you when you're going through a particular moment that might be stressful, overwhelming. You might be having thoughts of hurting yourself or just being really overwhelmed. And so there's lots of strategies on here that you can try. And this is one of my favorite resources that we have available for you.
Absolutely. The other thing to keep in mind is that we realize that sometimes, we can't control when we have these feelings. Sometimes they come at really inopportune times, unfortunately. And so in the event that, it's during a time that's not during school hours and you really feel like you need some additional support and you can't get in touch with somebody here, we have a crisis response tab that has a number of different resources, both locally and nationally, where you can go and you can text somebody or you can call, whatever you feel most comfortable with. So that you can get some support immediately. We don't want you to wait until the next day during school hours per se. We want you to get the help, or we want you to be able to provide help to your friends as far as how they can reach out in the event that they're feeling that way at any time.
And just another friendly reminder, guys, that if you would like to email Miss Monroe and I, you can, like she said, we can go back to our virtual counseling center and you can click to our link for our email if you would like to speak to us, or at our website at Kastner as well. And also, if you guys are free on this Saturday from 9 to 11, you can definitely stop by at our Suicide Prevention and Recovery drive-through event. It's from 9 to 11 at Clovis High. So if you guys are free, you should guys check it out.
We really hope this information has been helpful for you guys. Thank you for taking the time to watch. Again, if you need anything, I'm Mrs. Beer. I'm the school psychologist.
And I'm Mrs. Morales, one of the counselors here.
And I'm Mrs. Monroe. We really appreciate you guys taking the time, and we hope that you reach out if you need anything.
Bye, guys. Miss you.
Miss you.